Welcome to the 3D Print Show. We're lucky to have Jonathan Rowley, architect designer at Digital to Widgets. He's going to talk to us about first his designs and also his presentation he's going to have on Sunday. So Jonathan, why is it important for you to be here today?
I think the most important thing about our attendance at this show is that for the first time I think it's an exhibition that's about the objects that the technology can produce. So many of the shows in the past have all been about selling the technology. And, you know, the analogy that I often use is that all of those shows have been like hi-fi exhibitions, where everyone's talking about amplifiers and speakers and all of the technology, but no one's talking about the sound that they transmit. As far as I'm concerned, the 3D print show is about the music that 3D printing can produce, and that's the really interesting element of it. It's the objects. The machines, you know, they have their charm, they're interesting to some extent, but they're just a tool. And what we're interested in is what you can make with them, and we're interested in working with people who are pushing that. I have no idea what the potential for these machines is, but I want to work with people who are pushing it all the time and to see where it leads.
So we're talking creativity and possibilities here more than tech and tools. What are right now for you, what are one of the creations you're exploring? What is the field you're exploring?
Well, we don't actually have enough time to develop a lot of our own projects, but the ethos of our company is that effectively we're a bureau. However, we like to assist anybody who comes to us with a 3D print project in order to ensure that they achieve the best possible result first time. This is a brand new technology. So many of the bureaus that exist these days are very, very remote, very impersonal. You send a file and you pay for it and you get it back 15 days later. You have no interaction. Nobody is talking to you about what you want to do. And from what I hear from people who've used those kinds of services is that very, very often it's a disappointing experience. And I think it's very, very important that when you try anything for the first time, that it's a good experience. So we always encourage people to talk to us, to explain to us what they're trying to achieve, so that we can understand that and, you know, advise them as to whether or not they're using the most appropriate material, whether the design could be, you know, just tweaked even to make it a much more successful project. And, you know, that's what is really interesting for us, is to understand what people are trying to achieve, to understand their ideas, and to help them realize them, because that's what the potential for this technology is about, is that you now have the opportunity to produce objects that previously one could only fantasize about. And, you know, we want to help people make that happen.
Did you find at some point some design that you said, sorry, I can't make that? Are you still in this exciting time where you can't absolutely do everything somebody can design?
There are certain situations where that's the case, but, you know, very often it's a case of going back to the person who has this a particularly difficult project and suggesting that they rethink it, and that, you know, maybe elements of it can be produced traditionally, and the 3D print technology is just used to augment that, because there's nothing to stop people using traditional methods and then augmenting them with 3D printing. Sometimes it makes much, much more sense to use a traditional method. It's more efficient, it's cheaper, and, you know, you just use the 3D print technology to achieve the stuff that you couldn't do before. To be honest, as yet, there's nothing that hasn't been achievable. However, it hasn't been achievable solely through us. We've always had to go back and draw other people in order to make it happen. But no, not so far.
Okay, thank you for talking to us. Is there a website where people can learn more about your projects and Digital to Widgets?
If you'd like to visit our new website, which is www.digitstowidgets.com, we're also on Facebook, where you can look us up there. So I would urge everybody to come along. The music's good.
Thank you, Jonathan, for talking to us. This was Mark for Vision on TV for channel Plug and Play. Thank you for watching.